Welcome to another episode of the Electric Supercar Channel. Today we're taking the Toyota off-road.
I think the Toyota's doing better than the Rivian.
For those of you who are new, this is a 1987 Toyota pickup truck, and we spent the last several months electrifying it. We put a Tesla Model 3 motor in this, we put batteries in it, did power steering, power brakes, and the last episode we did a lot of 0-60 times. If you're interested in seeing any of the build series, I'll leave a link to the playlist right up here. Some of the things we're going to try and do this episode, we want to take this off-road. We also want to do some range testing, see how far this can drive, put some miles on it, see if there's any bugs in it that we still need to shake out. Probably have a few things left to do as well. So that should make for a great episode. Let's get to it. So there are a few things we want to get tidied up before we take this off-roading. One is we want to install our permanent accelerator pedal mount. Previously we had made a 3D printed one, but now we've got our metal one in. In order to video this well, we're going to put on a DashCam so we can kind of get video from all angles. The other thing is we wanted to replace the seat cover. One of the last things we wanted to do is get the display housing all set up. So we've got our metal accelerator bracket now, so we're going to swap that out. All right, we've got the accelerator pedal in.
One of the things we're doing for the Toyota is we're upgrading the leather seat, the cloth seat to leather. So we've got a conversion. We've already got the cloth conversion or the cloth seats off of this. This should be a direct fit. After we get it on, you're gonna see a lot of wrinkles on it from just packaging. We've got a steamer and I'll steam it, and that'll get the leather to kind of relax and tighten up onto the foam itself. So now that we got that done, flip it over. Again, those creases will come out with a little bit of steam. We might be pulling some of this further back, but that lines up there.
For today's sponsor, we have Foxwell. This is a CAN OBD2 code reader. Nice, small, compact, it's got rugged exterior. No worries if you drop it. Scanners really have come a long way. It used to be that you had to have this tool and connect to a computer. This has got it all in one. So we should probably plug it in and see what it can do. So we're gonna be trying this one out on the red Ford Focus here. Again, for pretty much any car made after like 1990 or something like that, they've all got them. They're usually just right here under the dash. So all you have to do is plug this into the OBD2 port. And then the cool thing about these is usually they don't need a power supply because you plug it in, it'll just start working. This is pretty easy to use, just keypads here for the arrows and then enter or back. So you've got automatic transmission, engine. So let's check and see if there's any codes. So that's good because we didn't think there were any codes. So this is always fun to look at the live data. So again, this shows you IM readiness. So again, if you need your car to pass emissions, this will kind of tell you if you're ready. So here's RPM. You can see we're really close in the 800 RPM range, but if I push on the throttle, so again, this is really helpful to determine any sort of problems your engine might be having. So this guy works on a variety of cars, and if it can save you even just one trip to the mechanic, it'll be worth it. So if you're interested in a product like this, I'll leave a link in the video description below. One of the last things we're working on for the Toyota truck is kind of the dash or gauge display. So we always do what the customer wants. We talked about, do we want to do analog gauges? And he said, nope, he prefers kind of a digital display. So that's what we've got. We've been working on various designs kind of to hold that, but we've got an iPad and that will run the app that mates with the controller we've got, kind of display all the relevant information. We finally got some things that we feel like are going to match. We've also got some holes that are going to be for indicators like left turn, right turn, got headlights, seat belts, door jar, things like that. So we're going to use all those. This is already printed out of a material that will kind of withstand some pretty high heat, so I'm not worried about that, but we'll dress it up, probably do some body filler to make this look very nice, and spray it with some truck bed liner. So I got the threaded inserts in. All right, we need to do a quick fit check. It's looking good. All right, so this guy got the iPad fastened to the back. So we'll go ahead and put it in the vehicle, make sure that everything fits. So I was a little antsy to get this thing off-road, and I'm sure you are too. So I thought I'll save the beautification for after the drive. After off-roading, we'll complete this by doing some body filler, adding some truck bed liner, and fitting it with all the indicators. But for now, let's move on to the dash cam so we can get this thing on the road. All right, we are getting ready to take this Toyota out and off-road, and I definitely feel like we need to capture some good images. So we've got the G900 TriPro. This has specifically got some cameras for bumpers, so we're gonna try it out. This is your rear view, so it's very reflective, so you can use it as a rear view, but it also will display the image here, which is cool. This is kind of a front-facing cam. It's got an SD card in there, 2 additional cameras, bumper cams. It has the Sony Starvis 2 IMX678 night vision. The main camera is 4K, and then it has a 2.5K and a 1080p. And it does come with voice control and GPS. So I've got the rear camera there. For now, I just got the cables kind of wrapped in there, and the front camera is there. And again, cable's just wrapped around, so we'll have to do some cable tidy up. But here it is. We're gonna go ahead and power it on and see what it looks like. Oh man, it's got sound. All right, so we've got the app. Okay, we are connected. So again, bumper cam, rear cam. So it looks like they're all set up and working well. All right, so settings are actually really easy to go through up here because it's a touch screen. But again, everything you can do from your phone or the touch screen here. We will finish putting the wires away so we can get this thing on the road, but I thought this was a pretty cool thing, kind of dash cam that looks like a rear view mirror, which is awesome. Also, if it's off, it's just reflective, so you can use it as a rear view mirror. But if you're interested in something like this, I'll leave a link in the video description below. All right, we are taking off. We're doing a road trip, gonna do some off-roading. This one's about 30 miles away. So it'll give us a good opportunity to do some range testing as well as off-roading. So absolute full voltage is, I think, 403. So this is more like 90 or 95% state of charge, but that's good enough for us to start with. So I know without any engine noise, the camera picks up any ambient noise and it sounds loud. It's actually really quiet. We did do some sound deadening on the floors and the doors. It's still not as quiet as like a modern car, but it's pretty quiet. So we've been told there's some places to do some trails not too far from here. So I think the snow and stuff is low enough and melted enough that it shouldn't be too muddy. I also should mention I've never really done off-roading, so this will be new for me.
Kiss the pavement goodbye, gentlemen, or you'll have mud in places you didn't know you had.
Yo, I've never been off-road.
Well, that's gonna change right now.
You have arrived.
Did you want me to still go first? I have no idea where I'm going. Looks like we are gonna have quite a bit of mud. We don't get stuck. Let the Rivian follow on us in case we run into trouble. Off-roading. All right, so John is helping me discover off-roading. This is where he told me to go. Let's go up here. Jeez Louise. By the way, we've got no Oh. So I know I'm going to hear a lot of comments about the sound. It is actually remarkably quiet. I know the camera's going to pick up sounds, but that's really because there are no other sounds like engine noise. So you'll probably hear some power steering, you'll hear some rocks and other things, but it is amazingly quiet. Say one of the things that's cool is that you can kind of go more silently through the wilderness or through the outdoors. It's nice that you don't have the big rumble of trucks and things. It's just nice, quiet electric power. All right, so John is insisting that we go up this one. It's kind of hard to tell as far as like slope goes, but I'm gonna say, I don't know what that is, like 30 degree, something like that. So it's kind of steep, and again, everything's pretty muddy, so feel like it'll be a good challenge for it. We will clean it up for the customer, I promise. All right, so this is the one John says to go up. I don't know.
It may not show on camera, but this is gonna turn real steep here.
We'll give it a try. Jeez, that seems like it's so straight up.
Gosh, it's so steep. Oh, he's slipping. He's slipping. Oh.
I think it's too loose right here.
Let's see. Oh my gosh.
That was like
That's
crazy.
like...
I think it's just a little too loose right here. I'm kicking rocks. All right, the only thing I have for reference is my phone, the bubble level. So if I put it kind of on a flat surface in the car, it's saying we're at 32.4 degrees.
I mean, you could probably do it if you keep momentum up. Yeah, if you go from there. Brakes work. Yeah, just gun it. There you go. Too steep. There you go. Yeehaw!
Crab walking.
Oh man. Oh, it's so slippery. Whoa. I think the Toyota's doing better than the Rivian. Totally sideways. Woo!
All right, so I figure I should share some of my thoughts with the off-roading experience as well as just the truck in general. I think it's a blast. I think it's got kind of everything you'd want in a little pickup truck. It's got the great looks from the 80s. It's got some serious get up and go. So it's really fun just to kind of romp on the accelerator pedal and just have it just throw you back and take off pretty quick. The other thing is off-roading. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm very much a novice, but really it grabs and pulls, and it's very comfortable going in all terrain. And I'll say another thing, because the electric motor's got kind of full torque at 0 RPM, you're never looking to kind of like go down to a low gear or something. Basically, you're just going easy on the throttle. So it climbs up things pretty easily. The other thing I like is it's really quiet, especially when you're going off-roading. So I think something like this is a blast to drive. So we're going to talk a little bit about range testing. So the range is how far an electric vehicle can go in a charge. To break it down a little bit further, these all run on individual cells. A cell has a charge and a discharge curve. So we're looking at the discharge curve, and for lithium style batteries, this is pretty typical of what you'll see. So full voltage is around like 4.3, 4.2 volts. Low voltage is like 3.2 volts. And as you can see, this large chunk in the middle is almost linear. So there's the very top half, so like 100 to 90% is kind of like, it drops really fast. And then also again, kind of the last 10% from like 10% to 0. For this vehicle, we've got the upper end where charging stops is right around 90%. You can do it one of two ways. You can do it by voltage, which again is pretty linear through most of it, but not all of it. The other thing you can do is you can have a current meter and measure essentially how much energy is passing through the electron pipe, so how much flow is going through. And if you know the overall energy, then you can kind of determine that, hey, we've used about half of it or 2/3. So those are kind of the two ways that most of it's used. For this one, what we're going to do is we're going to go by voltage. It's going to have things like highway, so up to like 60 miles an hour, so highway speeds. It's going to have some traffic, just kind of in and out of neighborhoods getting to the highways. And then obviously off-roading, we're going to be going up hills, down hills. So I think it'll be a pretty good assessment of the overall range. I'll just say kind of a typical use. Part of range testing is probably driving in traffic. Check. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We'll have to see how far we've driven. We've still got more than half charge left. But yeah, we'll do some calculations, figure out what our range is. That includes like cold temperature, off-roading, freeway or highway driving, as well as traffic. The other consideration is this is in the winter. So in the winter, you typically will get about 10 to 20% less depending on how much temperature drop there is. So batteries really like to operate kind of between 60 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. It's like 15 to 25 C. So we're actually going to be taking this and it's going to be right around freezing. So right around 32 degrees or about 0 C. So we are going to get quite a bit less range than you would in the summer. But again, I think this will be a pretty good test for what the range is. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the voltage when we start. We're going to calculate all our miles, both city, highway, and off-roading. And when we come back, we'll do the calculations and let you know what we think the range is. The overall mileage that we went 28.2 miles on highways. So essentially a large stretch there and a large stretch back. Speed limits were right around 55. City driving, this is like where there's traffic lights, speed limits maybe 40, 35, something like that. Is 8.9 miles. Off-roading was about 4.3 miles. So that's all the mileage we did. We started out with 393 volts, and when we came back, we had used essentially 39%. And so we went a little over 40 miles. So again, for rough estimates, it's right around 100-mile range in winter. This customer, one of his requests was he wanted to get at least 75 miles in the winter. So we ended up setting him up with, I think it was a 42 kilowatt hour pack. So again, range could be improved if you got like probably some different tires. We got the knobby tires. Again, depending on how you drive, we kind of did a lot of pulls, we went fast, did a lot of highway driving. A lot of that could have been optimized. Again, if you had a different vehicle shape. This one's not super aerodynamic, but again, this is a blast. We are getting ready to do a final vehicle weight. So originally, this is before we took out the motor or anything, it was 3,232 pounds. So 3232, So we're at 2,400 pounds. We lost about 800 pounds. We're gonna do guesses with the crew, see what we think with the conversion. So Tony, what do you got?
35 flat.
35 even? Okay, Russ?
Hold on, are we doing like the Price is Right? You go
saying
1 pound over, you're
no,
out?
I'm just saying whatever's closest.
37.
37 even?
Yeah.
Okay. John, what do you got?
Wait, what did Tony guess?
35 even.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go 33.50.
33.50. I'm gonna say, yeah, I think Tony's got it. I think it's gonna be really close to 35. I'll say 34 even. That's pretty dang close to stock. So I think Tony will be the winner. I just didn't want to go too close to Tony. So we'll put us on scales and see what it weighs. Okay guys, total's in. The answer is 3702.
3702.
That's Russ, right on.
Wow.
All right, so we're trying to think of things that we maybe added that wouldn't be necessarily counted in the weights. This truck did not have AC, so we added AC compressor, evaporator in there, condenser out here, all the lines and stuff. So I don't know, maybe that's like another 50 pounds or something like that. So when we took the original vehicle weight, it was, I'll say, dry weight, meaning all the fuel had been drained as well as the oil. So I'm going to say that's roughly 75, maybe 100 pounds. Yeah, so about 52.48. So that's actually not bad. I thought it would be a lot more front heavy. All right, so front to back, we've got 54.8 front, 45.2 in the back. Means that we probably added around 300 pounds for the conversion. So yeah, overall, this is a big success. We hit the range numbers we were hoping for. It's got kind of full utility as far as off-road, as well as some quick 0 to 60 times. This is a great build. We are going to do one episode. We get a ton of questions about cost. Hey, what does something like this cost? So the next episode, we are going to go through some of the cost numbers. If you'd like our team to build you a truck, we would love to do it. We can make them amazing 5-second 0 to 60 times, full off-road capabilities, the looks and beauty of a Toyota pickup truck. So if you're interested, reach out to us at electricsupercar@gmail.com. I'm glad you joined us this time. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. That'll do it for this time. See you next time. Sorry, we didn't find anything to off-road.